Hello, lovelies! Welcome to 2019! Yay! I am here. I am Robyn Vie-Carpenter, author of Let's Get Stoned, Using Stones and Crystals to Create a Life That Rocks. I am the creator and editorial director of lesbiansocialite.com, and I am grateful to be here. I am so pleased to welcome you to the 2019 video series, Rock Your Life, with me, Robyn Vie-Carpenter. And I wanted to start the series today with a video about how I got to be here. So here is several things. Here is in Baton Rouge, in my home office, where I am grateful to have a spot that I can call my own in my beautiful home with my wonderful husband of almost 7 years. And I am able to live this glorious life that at one point I never thought I would ever be able to live. Funnily enough, I thought that every time something different and new happened in my life, I thought that was the life. That is what I get. This is the life that I have, and this is the thing that I'm going to live. All of those dreams that I had when I was a kid, growing up, when I was a teenager, into my young adulthood, I had lots of thoughts about what my life would be like. All these dreams that I had that I thought I was going to be able to live. And each one of those dreams never really materialized. Not about my life. Professionally, I was able to manifest all kinds of wonderful things. I was able to create a beautiful, wonderful life in New York City that I happily experienced for many, many years. Well, what's happened was after I left New York, when it stopped working for me, I kind of didn't know what was going on in my, with the future. I tripped along, I got into a relationship, and then bam! 8 years ago, about 8.5 years ago, I got fired, I got evicted, my relationship ended, and then I got evicted again. Yeah, and all in a 6-month time. Can you believe it? It was like, holy crap. Everything I had been trying to prevent from happening was happening. I was busting my ass trying to make sure that I kept my job. I got fired anyway. I was busting my ass trying to make sure we, paid the rent. That's why I was working at the job. Got evicted anyway. I did everything I thought it was necessary to do to have a successful relationship, and they broke up with me anyway. Everything I thought I was protecting myself against happened. I literally was at a crossroads because I couldn't understand how there I was standing in the apartment that I was getting evicted from the last apartment, with the sheriff literally at the door telling me that I needed to be out within the 24 hours. I went from that to having my own column, getting married, starting the website, writing a book, traveling the country, speaking engagements. My book came out November 17th. I had a glorious 50th birthday party. I am living my best life. And 8.5 years ago, I had no idea how I was going to be able to do that. Everything that I had was at my parents' house, in the garage or in the basement, and there I was, 40 plus years old, home again. Funny thing is, that happened, and at the same time, I was feeling really good. It was kind of weird. It was like surreal. How is it that I could feel so good, even though all of these things had gone wrong. And I realized that I was using all of the tools that I had set up in my life to help me get through whenever I had challenging times. So some of the tools that I use are meditation. I am a big believer in meditation. Stillness is a thing, especially when we are going and doing and on our phones and on our tablets, and stuff is happening everywhere, and we're always worried and anxiety and all of the things. Politics. All of those things have us going a little crazy. Not even a little, kind of crazy. At the same time, meditation, the opportunity to get still, get quiet, and be with self is one of the most wonderful respites that I give myself on a daily basis. I'm grateful for the time that I give to myself to get still with myself in order to be able to move through when things are getting difficult. The other thing that I use are stones. You may notice I'm kind of covered in them. And as I said, I did write a book about stones because I believe that they are one of the best tools that we can ever use to be able to do all the things that we say we want to create in our life. They're great for meditation. The energy of stones is a real thing. All things are energy, and if the energy of a stone is something that can be utilized, why wouldn't you use it? This is ancient stuff. This isn't new, made up woo kind of hippie stuff. This has been going on for eons, or maybe not that long, but a really long time. As long as there have been people have been using stones. Let's put it that way. As long as there have been people have been creating the life that they want by using and working with and harnessing the energy of stones and crystals. So I know that part of that healing process, part of that thing that got me from here to there, or there to here, was utilizing the tools that stones are. And the other thing that I did was I got better with my body. And I'm not talking about a diet, I'm not talking about exercise, although healthy eating and getting motion and movement in your daily life is vital. I'm talking about getting good with my body. You know, I had a lot of issues with shame around the lack of perfection of my body. It didn't look like this, it didn't look like that, it didn't look like so-and-so. I'm getting older, so now it really doesn't look like that. And what happened, I'm not really sure when exactly it happened. I'm pretty sure it was after I was broken up with, when somebody else wanted to start, getting intimate with me and didn't have any problem with any of my pieces and parts. That was probably when I started feeling sexy again. But what I realized was the reason that they were looking at me that way is because I was feeling really good about myself. So it's kind of a chicken or the egg. It's like, did I start feeling sexy and then they started looking at me sexy, or they started looking at me sexy and I started feeling sexy? I kind of felt like 51-49% on the I started feeling good first. The reality is, people don't see you until you're radiating this fantastic light of self, right? And to be able to radiate that fantastic light of self, you have to know where it is and believe that it's a fantastic light, right? So what kind of tools are you going to use? I use stones. I use mantra. I use meditation. And I have worked with many teachers that have helped me create opportunities to surrender to the me that I am, to fully step into the spotlight that belongs to me, to release the blocks that have been holding me back from things. And the thing is, even when you're releasing a block and you're shining and you're teaching other people, other blocks show up. So don't think that as soon as things start going the way you want them to, that you're starting to really experience all the goodness that life has to offer. Don't think that weird little things won't come from around some random corner and all of a sudden, bam, you are feeling shame, or you're feeling anger, or sadness, or pain, or something that you thought you had kind of been done with. You thought, I'm so fantastic. Why do I suddenly feel so inadequate? And the answer is, you have to keep peeling away all of those false stories that you told yourself over the years. Yes, you're good here in this surface space, but there's all this old stuff that layer upon layer upon layer from however long ago it started. Each time you come up to another, go down, I would say, to another layer of some old story that no longer serves you, and actually probably didn't serve you at the time you were telling it, you have to face that and do all the stuff all over again. Release it, surrender to it, be grateful for it, forgive yourself and others, and transmute it into the glorious, joyful light that keeps feeding your soul. And in order to do that, you have to have tools. You have to have, things that you put in your life, routines, some would call rituals, that you put in your life daily, all day long, to remind you of why you're on this journey, to remind you of what is yours to do, to remind you that you are a divine and perfect being in the you that you are, because there is only one you. There will only ever be one you. And all the time and all of the people that have ever existed, you are the only you that has ever existed and will ever exist. And so gratefully, I invite you to honor that, to relish that, to live in the joy of being you. So that's all I'm going to say for today. I'm going to say, let's go on this journey together. Let's see where it takes us. Let's think some thoughts together about places that we can expand and grow and learn fun and new things together. Let's rock your life. I'll see you soon. Bye.